You've heard of Enstars characters getting put into the thumbnails of ASMR videos, but this is actual Enstars ASMR. Be prepared. Today I will be reading for you Enstars Crackfic that I found on the app of our Lord AO3. That's right, I've scoured all of AO3 for these deluxe Enstars Crackfics, and I'm going to be reading them for you today. We have eight of them, so I hope you enjoy. All the credits will be on screen, they'll be linked in the description, and there will be timestamps in the video for each fic that I read. Let's get started. This first fic is called Human Who Dies, #very emotional, by AO3 user Lyra Slay. There is no summary, so let's just get into the fic. Human Who Dies. Everyone cries. Why? Human Who died. This next fic is called Bake a Cookie and Get Sent to Milgram by AO3 user Horoge. The summary reads, Akira and Ritsu tried to bake cookies. Everything goes wrong, and I won't elaborate. What a beautiful day to bake some cookies, don't you agree, Ritsu? Akira dragged the half-asleep man into the kitchen. Ignore his whines and complaints. The noise quieted down as they entered the room, with Ritsu rubbing his eyes and yawning. Baking this early, Ritsu sighed, tilting his head to the side as he watched the other prepare ingredients. Yes, this early. Come on, I might even let you have some of my blood after. Michaela, Kuya, did someone say blood? What? Akira shook her head. Wow, she must have been reading too much Vampire Yaoi and Yuri. She started to hallucinate. Never mind that. Time to bake cookies with my life. Okay, so we need ingredients. Ritsu hummed, picking up a few utensils and started making the batter. Wow, how'd you do that? That's a secret. Time skip, they baked some cookies. Hooray! Those look good, Akira cheered, taking one of the suspiciously shaped cookie. Huh, it tastes like a latte. Latte cookie. Oh, what the fuck? Are you eating me? Yummy. Didn't she eat the whole cookie? Wow, you just ate a sentient cookie. Shame on you, that's basically murder. Ritsu. Hey, why is there a weird rabbit outside her door? Jackalope, Akira, you are under arrest for the murder of Latte Cookie. Come with me peacefully. S. Why does eating a cookie count as murder? Jackalope. It's for the plot. S. Okay. Akira. No, I don't want to go to jail. Akira takes Ritsu away and makes a run for it, going outside. Akira. Dude, we gotta run. I don't want to go to jail. Ritsu. Me neither, but why did you take me now? I'll be involved. Akira. If I go down, you're going with me, obviously. Ritsu. WTF, man. Jackalope. Stop right there. Akira. Oh, a taxi. Let's go inside. They go inside the taxi and breathe a sigh of relief. Mizuki Akiyama. Hey, where do you want to go? Akira. WTF. Why is Mizuki Akiyama our taxi driver? Mizuki. I need some cash, girl. Don't mind me. Akira. Okay, so basically Jackalope from Milgram is after us because I ate a sentient cookie. You can drop us off anywhere, IDK. Mizuki. Okay. They drive for a few minutes. Where are they off to? Mizuki. We hear gang. Akira. Thanks, there's like $4. Mizuki. Thanks. To get out of the taxi only to see us and Jackalope outside. Akira. Bro, WTF, why are they here, Mizuki? Mizuki. Sorry, they offered me like $50 if I brought them to you. Thanks for the extra $4 though, I appreciate it. Akira. Dude. Ritsu. Well, we're cooked. Makoto. No. Ritsu. Question mark. Makoto, what are you doing here? WTF? Makoto Yuki. Wrong Makoto Yuki. Akira. Oh, can you help? Makoto. Sure. Persona. Orpheus appears and beats the shit out of Jackalope. Hooray! Akira. Wow, thanks for saving us, Makoto Yuki. Makoto Yuki. I don't care. Ritsu. Okay, so we're stranded in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. Akira. Oh, right. Hey, what's that? They look over to the side of the road and see a place called Gambling Area. Akira. Looks interesting. Can we go there, Ritsu? Ritsu. Sure. They go inside the question mark place and are whiplashed by all the slot machine sounds. Akira, wowzers, that's loud. Regis, am sleepwa. Akira, okay, time to gamble. Bakutoyuki, the dark hour. They go find somewhere to sit and gamble, but a few people catch their attention. There was a small crowd surrounding someone. Akira must be a pro gambler. They step closer and see a black-haired woman with red eyes and massive fucking drill hair. Question mark. Okay, I won. Akira, who's that? Question mark. My name is Celestia Ludenberg. To be continued. Question mark. This fic is titled 5 Hours at Wendy's Gone Wrong, Gone Scary by Adrian Fan 93. The summary reads, Ibara and Mayoi go on a yaoi-licious date at the new Fazbear Wendy's. Heart emoji. Things went great until FNAF and Homestuck's shenanigans ensue. This is unfinished. It was a beautiful sunny day outside. Mayoi and Ibara were walking together and holding hands to go to Wendy's for their cute yaoi-core date. Blushing Calmochi. They enter the Fazbear brand Pizzeria. IDFK, how to spell pizzeria. Wait. Okay, it's pizzeria. Anyways, they enter the Fazbear branded pizzeria. Wendy's. OMG, Ibara honey sweetie pie. I'm so excited for our date. This is gonna be so romantic. Mayoi said romantically as he took a seat on the greasy, sticky wooden chairs. Ibara and Mayoi looked each other in the eyes and leaned in very closely. They closed their eyes, and Bonnie, the Freddy Wendy's employee, walks over. Woo! Everyone claps for Bonnie. Hey guys, you want to order something? Bonnie said nonchalantly. We were in the middle of something, but sure, we are here for a dinner date after all, Ibara said, as he was interrupted. Broken heart emoji. My kitten baby, what do you want to order for us? He said again. Can I have, Mayoi said, Ollie. Never mind. Mayoi slow ass said again, can someone get him to STFU? I'm tired of this. Ibara suddenly interrupts him, thank you, brah. We want the saucy nuggets, the salad, and a drink. Ibara said as he interrupted his BF. Buddy, we're not giving food to people who don't use the magic word. Bonnie frowns with his ugly animatronic face. Abracadabra, Ibara said, because he's stupid. And VM, Bonnie said, fuck you and your order. He walks away and everyone claps again. Ugh, rude. Baka, Mayoi mumbled. Mayoi and Ibara were sitting at their seats. Oh yeah. As they were waiting for their order, they were getting hungry. Really hungry. Insanely hungry. Their stomachs were rumbling and grumbling, and there was no party in their tummy. I am so hungry again for someone, Ibara said, looking directly at small baby Baka bean Mayoi that looked oddly delicious today. Mayoi is so tiny and digestible. Who wouldn't want to eat, bro? Mayoi, who is obviously scared and hungry, looks around to see if anything edible is near. He spots a table further away, a blue nerd furry guy and a gray dude who received a juicy, delectable chicken sandwich. Finally, do you know how long I've waited for this single order? Carcat said to furry John Egbert. But, it's only been 6 minutes, sir, Wolf Boy John Egbert said anxiously. But I wanted it in 5.99 minutes, Carcat's annoying ass yelled. The next fic, I actually met the fic author for this fic, is Please Make Me Believe That This Is Not a Sin by A3 user Kiritani Hazel. The summary reads, Himeru leaves Elon Musk for Donald Trump, who leaves Himeru for Joe Biden. Himeru turned his back and started walking to the door. Himeru is through with you, Elon, he declared firmly, trying to hide the pain in his voice and the tears that decorated his face. Desperately, Elon grabbed his shoulder and tried to turn him around. No, Himeru, please, I'll be better. I'll do better for you. Just tell me what I need to do to improve, please. There's nothing you can do. Himeru threw stopped, clutching his chest as he helplessly watched Himeru walk outside. He paused and turned back to Elon. I've already taken one person's identity. Why would I need to take everyone in the country's identities? With that, he walked away, leaving Elon Musk to fall to his knees with a broken heart. Himeru scoffed as he heard Elon's sobs throughout the area. He had better things to do than wasting time on him. That's what he told himself, at least. So why were all these tears running down his face? Well, whatever. He had someone else to take human rights away with, his true love, Donald Trump. Elon Musk wouldn't know, but for several months now, Himeru had been sneaking behind his back to see Donald Trump. Together, the two would do many things. One day, they'd cuddle moments before Donald had to leave for a presidential debate, and the other days, Himeru couldn't even begin to describe the bliss of the days when they do so much more together. He heard countless times how big a sin it was to cheat, yet it just felt so right with Donald. If it was a sin to love him, be glad they become a sinner. Yeah, he couldn't be sad about Elon any longer. He was free now to pursue Donald, and that was all that mattered. With a spring in his step, he better open the doors to Donald's office, trying to remain optimistic about their future together. Donnie, Himeru comes bearing good news. He started closing the door behind him. Donald looked up from the stacks of paperwork on his desk, probably all bills to erase even more human rights, and faced Himeru with a serious expression. Himeru, he started. Perfect timing. I have news to share with you as well. Oh, Donnie had news. Did he finally break up with Kanye West? If he did, good riddance. He was never good enough for his true love anyway, and it meant they could finally be together without fear or shame. You are aware of Joe Biden? Yes, Donald asked, staring up from his desk. Of course Himeru is. He's your sworn political enemy. Why do you bring him up? Himeru cocked his head as Donald Trump straight over slowly, his hand behind his back and his chest puffed out. As he approached, Himeru could not feel his face heat up. He always thought that Donald was an attractive man, but whenever he became domineering like this, Himeru wasn't sure he could control himself. Donald stopped inches away from the other and towered over him. Himeru looked up at him submissively, waiting for his partner's next move. I'm dating him now. I have no use for you. What? Leave now. That's an order. Himeru felt his whole world crash around him. Was this some kind of bad joke? He threw away any future he could have with participating in the world just to be dumped on the spot by his one true love. Did he not understand how much he sacrificed for them to be together? Wait. Himeru understands. This is all a joke. He wanted to surprise Himeru with a peculiar joke as soon as he heard he finally left Elon. Haha, very funny. He laughed nervously, somehow not believing his own words. He focused back on Donald, who remained just as stone-faced as before. But it wasn't a joke. But why? Himeru sacrificed so much for us to be together, only for you to throw it all away. You led Himeru to believe he had a chance with you. Did all those passionate nights and secret kisses mean nothing to you? He asked, desperate for answers. There had to be some kind of explanation for the sudden change. Maybe Joe was manipulating him, or maybe Joe was threatening Donald. Yes, that had to be why. And yet, Donald's cold stare begged to differ. You are an attractive young idol. It's only natural people will be drawn to you, including myself. So it never meant anything to him. Our sessions together were born out of frustration. I could never get my hands on my beloved Joe. Until now, that is. No. I used you to fulfill my own desires, but now that I have the man that I desire, I don't need to use you anymore. Donald's words were like a sledgehammer to his heart. He left behind his brother, his friends, and his idol unit to be with a man that never cared about him from the beginning. He played pretend with Elon to keep afloat while he visited a man that never took the relationship seriously. To say Himeru was heartbroken was an understatement. Himeru understands. He turned his back to Donald and walked out of his office without saying a word. What was there left to say anyway? Himeru hates you. He'd be lying if he left Donald with those words, and he wasn't sure he'd listen even if he meant them. There was nothing he could say or do to Donald that expressed just how much he broke him. As soon as he exited the White House, Himeru finally snapped and broke into uncontrollable sobs as the reality that he was now without his beloved Donald Trump finally said it. This fic is called Getting Sold to Mr. Nice by AFA user Oklahoma. Summary reads, stepmother needed money. Ring, never be a loser. Which one is lucky god? YN groans in agony, quickly reaching out to turn her godforsaken alarm off. She tosses and turns, slowly drifting back to sleep, when the stupid goddamn crazy roulette alarm plays again. Doing the same actions, reaching out on her nightstand for her phone, and rolls too far on the edge, causing her to fall to the ground with a yell. YN stands up, shaking, still recovering from her back injury, and rubs her eyes. Injury is such a great way to start my morning. YN mumbles to herself, making her way to her closet, and quickly throws on a casual tank top and puts her luscious blonde hair up in a messy bun. She stands proudly in front of the mirror, looking at herself's ocean blue orbs in her reflection. All set. Now, let's enjoy my breakfast downstairs. Almost tripping on her own foot and breaking her ankles on the stairs, YN gleefully greeted her stepmother, who was cooking pancakes in the kitchen. Good morning, YN-chan, her stepmother says with a forced smile. Good morning, stepmother. Is something wrong? YN says, with a concerned look on her face as she sat down on the table. YN's stepmother finishes cooking pancakes and approaches the table with 2 plates of pancakes on hand. She sits down and takes a deep sigh. YN-chan, we need to talk. YN's ocean blue orbs landed on her stepmother's serious face. What could it be? Her heart beats rapidly. Stepmother was never this serious before. Do you remember when I told you we were struggling financially because of us being indebted $6 million to loan sharks? YN nods nervously. I had to sell you to someone to pay off the debt. I'm sorry, YN-chan. YN freezes upon hearing those words. Selling YN? Is this a joke? You're selling me to someone? She stands up with tears on her eyes as she resisted the urge to break it down. Is money that more important than me? Your daughter? Well, I'm not even your real daughter. YN. ... The room fell silent for a moment. He'll be here soon. The stepmother's gaze fixated on the clock, which read 8:30 in the morning. Who is he? The person I told you to. YN sighs and sits down. She stared at her plate of pancakes that were untouched. She wonders about how her life would be from now on. Would it be good? Would it be bad? The only way to find out is to wait for the guy to show up now. Around 30 minutes pass, and YN still remains staring at her untouched pancakes and thinking of all the possibilities of how her future would turn out. Only the sound of the doorbell cuts her from spacing out, her heartbeat rapidly beating faster and louder, the sound ringing in her ears. I'll get it. YN's stepmother goes to the front door and opens it slowly. The door opens to a tall man in his early 20s carrying a suitcase. He had brown hair with some of the front section of his hair dyed blue. He steps in with a goofy smile on his face, and his unique, brightly multicolored suit made him stand out from the dull colors of the house interior. With a badge on his suit that read "Nice" and text imprinted on the lower left of his suit with the same word, suggests that he'd say this on a daily basis, like it's more than just a catchphrase. Ooh, nice interior, Mrs. L.N. The quirky man's gaze roams around the house as he walks to the living room. Thank you, Mr. Thunder. Wasn't it Mr. Thunder? YN's stepmother politely bows to the man. The man laughs and waves his hand dismissively. Wah! No need to be so polite, Mrs. L.N. You can just call me Arnab. She leads into the kitchen, and the man spots YN, who was on the verge of having a panic attack. He quietly approaches her and gently places his hand on her shoulder. YN turns around, and her heart skips a beat. Hey, lady, want to try out being an idol? Arnab winks flirtatiously. An idol? YN nods her head. It's not that I don't want to, but I'm really suitable for the idol industry. Of course you are. Everyone is. So, what do you say? Dot. This fic is called Switch Goes to In-N-Out magician had finished up rehearsal for a live show, and the unit's youngest member wanted a double-double from the best hamburger place ever. Sora, unit half doesn't exist here. Sumeke, our unit is magicians. Natsume cut into the very important conversation. This is a situation where we can poof over to the nearest in and out. After the magical poof, transporting them to the nearest in and out, which was in Sherman Oaks for some reason, even though Ensemble Square is definitely not on the same latitude as an in and out. Sora wants a double-double. Smoky, standing next to his younger unit mates, is starting to question his life decisions. Natsume, on the other hand, is thinking very hard on what to order from the legendary burger chain only found on the US West Coast. After a long and hard decision of 5 minutes, Natsume speaks up. Let's go inside. I want a Neapolitan milkshake. Switch then went inside the fast food restaurant. To the trail's surprise, one of their fellow New Dimension idols, Sakasa Soul from Nights, was the in-and-out cashier. This situation was mostly weird because Sakasa's a rich kid, and not the fact that four of the New Dimension idols were in Los Angeles. Sakata, why are you working as an in-and-out cashier? Harukawa-kun, Sakasaki-senpai, Alva-senpai, nice to see you. I simply decided to try food service as a part-time job. Anyway, what would you like to order? Sora got a double-double, Natsume got a Neapolitan milkshake, and Tsugumi didn't order anything, but Sora did give him his fries. Tsumaki-senpai, stop questioning your life choices in a fast food place. Contrary to Natsume's wishes, Smokey continued to question his life choices. Why had he even joined Switch and hence accidentally get involved with Natsume and Sora's chaos? Because his days as a BNA member were over, and now he has to deal with a different brand of chaos than with Ichi Hiyori and Nagisa. Meanwhile, Sora was happily digging into his hamburger. After everyone had finished the food, the magic poof trademark transported the idols back to where they were before the Sherman Oaks in and out. If you'd asked Sora how the day went, he would say it was amazing because of the double-double. This fic is called Child X Smoky Alba by author user X Shadow Weaver. The summary reads: a traveler from Inazuwa meets a Fatsui. Tartaglia spins the mora in between his fingers while waiting for his guest to arrive. A small knock was heard from the door. Come in, he said. The door opened into a gap, and a head peeks in. With fluffy hair and glasses that hid a pair of gorgeous eyes, the mysterious person looks around shyly before opening the door fully. Stepping in slowly and carefully closing the door, the person moves to sit down on the chair across Tartaglia and started biting their lips nervously. Well, that isn't shocking, as Tartaglia heard the person knows of his identity as a Fatsui, and it's only normal for someone to be cautious around the Fatsui. Hello, I heard you'd like to make a deal with me, of course. I'm a helpful person, so you do not need to worry about if your request is alright or not. Tartaglia places the mora down on the table and puts his arm on the table, his hand supporting his chin, as he looks at the person curiously and with a mischievous smile. It's not every day a person willingly requests a meeting with a member of the Fatsui after all. The person tenses up from the smile, sensing how scary the ginger in front of him could be. They fiddled with his own fingers. Well, my name is Smoky Alba, and I'm a traveler that came from Inazuwa. I seek a business party. I really need the support of being in Liyue. I mean, I'm not the best person, so there might be people that want me dead. That's all I ask for. Support, both mental and physical. If that's possible, of course. Smoky said in a panicky tone, and honestly, Tartaglia found that quite adorable. His grin had only grown bigger. Of course, Smoky. But, there's no such thing as a free lunch, right? So are you planning to pay me in mora, knowledge, something valuable? Tartaglia stood up and walked over to Smoky, putting one of his hands on the table right next to Smoky, staring down at him. Smoky looks like a frightened little rodent. Tartaglia wants to hold onto him and observe him. Wait, sir, isn't this a bit, like no complaints? I don't have anything to pay with right now, as I was stolen from, unfortunately, but I could pay you with a kiss. Smoky smiles awkwardly, trying to calm himself down. crackfics, giving it a gentle kiss on both sides. Natalia stood in silence, unable to process it. He was still thinking. This is way too sudden. His face gradually turning red, that he raised his hands to cover it and stepped away from Smokey. Smokey watched, and this time he's the one who laughs. So even the fans can get flustered. This is gonna be quite fun, don't you think, Mr. Natalia? Smokey smiles. Natalia already regrets challenging Smokey earlier. What's he gonna do with such a man? And his smile should be illegal. It's way too cute. The final fic of the night is called Crazy Bee and the Bees by Indigo Nater on AO3. The summary reads, Barry Benson has been Crazy Bee's biggest fan since they debuted, and now he gets the time to finally meet them in person, especially his beloved Aussie, Rine Amagi. The mood in the stadium was borderline electric. Risky Venus blasted through the arena as the members of Crazy Bee tried their best to look like they had some semblance of a choreography. The truth was that they were just trying to leverage Renee's freestyles with what they were actually supposed to do, but no one could know that. They had made it far enough by making shit up anyway. The audience was vapid at how meaningful the song was and the stinging talents of each member. Renee's brash yet clean vocals led them like the queen bee of their little hive. Glocka expressed his fresh youthfulness through his bright smile, and Himuru had that mysterious allure capable of captivating anyone who listened. Nikki was starving, but there was always edible stage dressing he could munch on. Or maybe it was cardboard and foam. The hunger never stopped him from feeling the beat through his bones, though. Barry Benson knew the Crazy Bee discography by heart and had enough. He traveled to Japan just to see them in person. Adam also decided to join it because Barry couldn't be trusted in a whole different country. He was on the verge of tears as he got closer to hear the honey sweet melody of Noisy Beep, his favorite song. He could finally hear that beautiful track in person. This was his dream come true. After the concert was over, the Crazy Bee members loaded up in their dingy minivan, and before the door closed, Barry and Adam dashed in as well. Oh baby, that was fun, right boys? Crickets. Renee got no response, not even one in turn. He sighed and turned the AC up. Who knows, maybe some warm, dewy air would turn up the coldness in the small space. Nikki looked at the two guys behind and both had enough of Renee's shit, but this was just every day for them. His driving was the only thing they trusted about the guy. Renee was on the verge of confiscating the team's phones regardless. Come on, matter, you're what, almost an adult? I expect you to give me more time before you leave the hive. Himuru simply looked at him and turned his attention back to his phone. He sure wished he could leave the hive, but sometimes he doubted Ibarra wouldn't break his contract without legal fuss. Rine targeted Kohaku next. Even my youngest doesn't love me. Kohaku glared at him and shook his head and went back to texting on his phone. Rine sighed and turned back ahead. Oh shit, the light's green. We gotta go. You should have told me, Nikki. You're forcing me to marry you at this point. I'm not ready for that yet. Renee was the only one laughing, but still, he obeyed traffic laws. Barry and Adam witnessed all the turbulent energy circulating from within the rickety car. Barry was a bit put down from seeing his favorite group arguing like this. He had to do something. Adam, I'm gonna do something. No, you're not. Adam held his arm out in front of his fellow bee. Yes, I am. And at the next stoplight, Barry landed in front of Renee on his steering wheel. Hey, I'm a huge fan. Renee simply put it off as he ended the voice in his head, praising him and celebrating his existence until he saw the bee. Y'all, look, it's one of our people. Nikki was absolutely petrified at the sight of the strange insect and started screaming, Renee, please, come on. He looked as far away as he could in his little seat. Himuru and Kohaku still didn't give a fuck as to what was happening in front of the car. Who knows what the duo were doing on their phones, but it sure was more important than the dilemma at the front end of the car. Renee scowled at Nikki. How could you say that? We're bees. Would you kill me if you could? Himuru and Kohaku looked at each other and nodded. Y'all are the best people to ask that to, but still, he's just a little guy. I didn't think you when you were a little guy, Nikki, and think of it that way. But it was the other way around. Nikki looked at him with his usual conviction. Big difference, Nikki. Whatever the case, Renee was the one at the wheel. He'd keep the bee alive. Renee Amagi right there, you know. Barry was pumping his fists and flying in circles around Adam. Are you sure? They seemed like total nut jobs. Adam landed on a ledge overlooking the aisles and Barry followed suit. Of course you think that he didn't like her. What do you mean by that statement? Just those eating guys hate each other. Hell, their whole thing is fighting each other or whatever. It's stupid. Take that back. Adam shoved Barry back just hard enough to make a statement. You literally chose those LSs to match that one member. They're so stupid as that. Barry flung his arms out to his sides. He sighed and let it go for now. But still, what am I going to say? I can't just start it with, you like a jazz or something. No, can I, Adam? What should I do? Barry started freaking out, pacing around on their small living spot. You're the one who brought us here. You get us out of this mess. Alright, I can do this. It's simple. Renee didn't even try to kill me before, so it has to be a sign. He has to like me. Just stay safe, Barry. I don't want to give your parents bad news. Barry flew down to the fort. Each of their phones out and seemed busy. He made out a clock, checking their schedules for the week. Nikki was thinking about what recipe to try next. And Renee was playing some sort of cheap beat game infested with odds. Rimaru sighed. What are you doing, Amagi? Research. Brittany seemed to be the busiest of the bees, despite doing something so unproductive. Barry landed on top of his phone screen. Yo, Meru. This game's got holograms too. Check it out. Yumeru thinks you're lying. Holograms cannot be created without the proper screen hardware to do so. Yumeru had a glance over at his screen just to make sure, and there was a bee on it. It probably just landed there by accident, or perhaps it was the bee's confusion with a very realistic game. Barry looked up at the two guys, staring down at him, one with excitement and one with a look of emptiness. But his eager eyes and Yumeru's unfazed face brought so much excitement to him. It was time. It was now or never. Hi, my name is Barry. I'm a huge fan of you guys. Renee gasped. So we are popular in the bee community. What did I tell you, Meru? The bees would definitely appreciate our art. Yumeru isn't sure if he would call all of it art. But Yumeru still thought to himself, surely a bee wouldn't be able to talk. Surely this was all just a dream, that's all. Yumeru pinched himself. Never mind, this was real. This moron truly was talking to a bee. And so was he. Renee practically flung his phone to the other two members to show them his new find. Nikki was stunned from either fear or fascination at the sight of Barry. Renee wasn't wrong about this. They were really popular in the bee community. Kawaku was texting a very special friend with his full attention and didn't care to look. Barry was shaking. His favorite group half acknowledged him. They knew of his existence. Barry rejoiced even if two of the members couldn't care less. Barry couldn't move at all from his new home. Renee Amagi's phone screen. It was amazing. He would use the same phone to do so many things and was now using it to play a game about bees. It was such a dream to Barry. Renee's disheveled hair, uncut nails, chapped lips, all of it was one of deep attraction to him. This man was everything to him and more. Barry wished he could clean the dust off of Renee's soft, pale cheeks and go on long picnics with him. He could feel the greasy residue of a burger Renee had eaten prior in the day with his little bee feet on the phone. Barry could die happily now. You were really worried about this? Nikki asked. You know it. It's there you were, calling me an idiot. Renee put his phone down and snaked an arm around Nikki's waist and pulled him closer to him. But you're pretty stupid now, babe. Barry felt a hit to his heart. Babe, why would you call him that, my love? How could you throw me away like this? Barry thought. Nikki laughed. I guess I am. Nikki rested his head on Renee's shoulder and hugged him. Kawaku had to groan since this was the first thing he saw after putting his phone down and leaving. He took this opportunity to do the same and followed the teenager out of the building. Barry was fuming with rage. It was bad enough he could practically have smoke coming out of his non-existent ears. Renee was supposed to be his idol. He was supposed to be dedicated to a fan, a bee like him, not some human, not one of his very own members, his fans, the bee community. Nikki and Renee went inside the elevator together, hand in hand. As the door That's if you make it out of here, Nikki. Barry knew this was a suicide mission, but there was no way else to do it. A bee's gotta do what a bee's gotta do. Rena's eyes had been torn off his dreams and aspirations, and the best thing for Barry to do as his biggest pain was to eliminate those goals. All for Rena's good. He aimed right for Nikki's exposed arm. 3, 2, dumbass, what are you doing? Huh? Barry was stopped by Adam, who was holding him back with the little power he had over him. You're being so stupid right now. What would I tell your parents? Tell him that I died a hero to the music industry, Adam. Barry broke loose and did it right in Nikki's arm. He felt his consciousness fade away. He could only feel so free. Now Renee would have nothing to worry about. Crazy Bee would go on to make history, as they usually do. Ow! Nikki, what's wrong? Renee inspected Nikki's now bug-bite stained arm. A bug growing your beautiful skin must have been jealous. Nikki laughed. There's no way a bug would be jealous of me. Nikki, I'd be hella jealous of you. You know why? Renee leaned down to match Nikki's gaze. He had that goofy smile on his face, the way he always had when he was about to say the sweetest things to him. Nikki's eyes lit up. He blushed. Renee always has to be so romantic. Renee smiled. You see my hands punk like me, do you? Oh, come on. Nikki barged into the elevator. Renee's hands still entangled in his. Those were the fics. Did you have fun? Should I do this again? Let me know. My voice is tired. Good night.